All right, more breaking news happening here as you have earlier today the New York Jets traded for Davante Adams. The Jets play the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, and the Steelers have news of their own. Justin Fields, who has started all 6 games for the Steelers up until this point as Russell Wilson was dealing with an injury, will no longer be the starter. They are going with Russell Wilson now, it appears. I don't believe it's officially been said who will start, but they do plan to give Russell Wilson the first team reps, so it'd be a very bold move to do that and then not have him be the starter. So it feels like Russell Wilson is going to be the starter right now, which is, I think, a surprise for a lot of people because, usually you don't make a quarterback change when things are working, especially when it was a quarterback competition entering the season. It was a competition that Russell Wilson won. Russell Wilson was, again, never officially named a starter, but basically all signs were pointing to him being the starter. He was getting first team reps, like he was going to be the guy. And then they decided to, do after he got injured, Fields comes in and really looks pretty good for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe not perfect, but, just looking at some numbers, PFF has him ranked as the 17th highest graded quarterback this season, which is, the best he's ever ranked in terms of PFF grades. If you want to look at other stats, passer rating, nothing crazy, a 93.9 passer rating, but that's still pretty good. And you factor in that's only talking about his passing, not his rushing. And then EPA per play, his drop, the Steelers drop back EPA per play this season, 13th best in football. So while everyone's going to bring up, well, they're winning games with their defense, that's not untrue. That is the best part of this team easily, but there's definitely still some good offensive stuff happening right here by Justin Fields and by the Steelers. Now, it hasn't been all perfect from Fields. It certainly hasn't. I didn't think he played particularly great against Dallas. He did have some bad moments against the Raiders. I thought the good outweighed the bad with some really good, rushes on key spots to convert that way. So I'm surprised by this move, I would say. I think that it's probably not the one I would make. I think a lot of people are surprised as well with the Steelers of, is this the right idea because you're winning football games? And is it good to change things up right here? For me personally, I have no issue making a move like this if you think that it's going to help your football team. Like, I am someone who is of the belief that the Cowboys should have, in Dak's rookie season, should have let Tony Romo take over. I think you could even argue that the Vikings could have potentially thought about putting in Sam Darnold or Teddy Bridgewater over Case Keenum, although that one's a bit, I think reasonable minds can differ there. At the end of the day, you don't want to not play the quarterback you think is better because the backup quarterback was still winning games. Because the goal for the Steelers is still to win a Super Bowl. We'll see if they get there, but maybe this can be a move that can help them out. Good news for Russell Wilson. Some good matchups here. I mean, you have the Jets next week, who on paper, I think you could argue the Jets have more talent, but the Jets have had more talent than a lot of teams this season and have found ways to lose games. So a good secondary, though. So that could be a first tough matchup on Sunday Night Football. But then you have the Giants the following week and the Commanders the week after. 2 defenses that have really shown to be humans. So if Wilson can maybe get a couple good games that way, could make you feel a little bit more comfortable. It's a bold move. And listen, this is part of the advantage of having a guy like Mike Tomlin, is that he doesn't have to worry about job security. So he can just simply say, I'm going to make the unpopular move that I think will help. His quote when he asked, why are you going away from Fields when he's 4-2, Tomlin said, you better have your foot on the gas at all times. Which is kind of true, right? I mean, you wouldn't do this for any other position. If you had a backup safety in the game and then you were winning games, you wouldn't keep the backup safety in once your starter got healthy just because you're winning games. I think quarterback, it makes sense. The question is just, does Wilson help you win games? I think is the bigger question. Because as I said, Fields has been playing pretty well this season, so I don't know if this is actually going to help them that much is kind of the concern, but again, I'm not there in practice, so who knows. But yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. Crazy move. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.